Welcome to the Straight Shootin View.
Hey, what's up, people? Straight Shootin LJA here, and welcome to another episode of Straight Shootin View. Now, one thing, I kind of want to keep it brief this time. Well, I'll try anyway. But it's one of them ones where I just want to talk about socially distanced celebrations in football. Is there anything that looks more weird and sad in equal measure? To me, yes, I know we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of this worldwide pandemic and things have to be different. Not should be different, not could be different, but have to be different. But at the same time, it's like, it does border on absurd, to be perfectly frank. Now, let me come back a touch. The Football Association and also the PFA have been coming out with some really odd statements. Now, the PFA have been like, we must remind players of their responsibility to social distancing while celebrating, and And it's like, okay. And then the FA coming out saying, we're monitoring players we're monitoring players socially distancing during celebrations just to make sure that it's happening, And it's like, well, if they're not socially distancing during celebrations, what the hell are you going to do anyway? What, you're going to fine everybody and you're going to sanction everybody who doesn't socially distance during celebrations? It's like, that makes about as much sense as saying, we're going to invest heavily in grassroots football and we've got a 4-year plan, and we've got three-year plan to win a major tournament by 2024. We're going to invest in grassroots football. But a couple of months ago, we said we're going to cut 20 million per year for the next couple of years from grassroots football. Yeah, you're sending mixed messages. That topic I just mentioned, I may do a vlog on, so watch this space. But the fact is, socially distanced celebrations just look weird to me. I said, weird and sad in equal measure. And over this weekend, Leicester City v Southampton, I think the first goal in the game was by James Maddison. Now, not much significance in that goal, apart from the fact that James Maddison took it upon himself to do a quote-unquote socially distanced celebration. Now, for me, he was doing, when he went to celebrate, he was doing all, air handshakes, air high fives, and all of that. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, number one, that looks a bit weird. They cut away to Brendan Rodgers halfway through it as well, which is funny. But it's one of them where it's like, I was like, number one, that looks weird. But number two, I started thinking to myself, and looking at the grin, the big cheeky grin on his face, I had a flashback. And I thought to myself, and even on commentary, I think it was Rob Hawthorne on commentary, saying, well done to James Maddison for his socially distanced, celebrating within these social distancing guidelines, or something to that effect. That's the point he was trying to get over. And I thought to myself, with that big grin on his face, he's just scored a goal, but Maddison looks like he's taken the PI double crooked letter. To me, that's what it looked like. To me, I had a flashback of Jimmy Bullard from years gone by, where Phil Brown did that halftime team talk on the pitch, and then Jimmy Bullard mocked it as a celebration not long after. Maddison, for me, gave me that flashback of Jimmy Bullard. And I thought, if this was someone else, if this was certain other players who have been vilified by the media, and other Straight Shootin View episodes, I have actually talked about this, about certain players getting vilified by the media, whilst others get lauded for exactly the same thing. It's for doing exactly the same things. To me, if this was a certain other player or certain other types of players, and I think you can get where I'm going with this, they'd have gotten castigated by the media, and they would have been like, he's mocking the social distancing guidelines, he's mocking this, he's mocking that. And for me, it's one of them ones where it ties into a bigger issue about the parasitic media, but it also ties into an issue. And I saw some people commenting on Facebook about it, saying, oh, footballers should be, should be showing an example, setting an example and leading and and it's like, no, that's what government should be doing. And again, I've said before, I'm not going to get too political here because that's for the Straight Shootin Rants, my other vlog. But the fact is, it shouldn't be on footballers to, in a moment of elation, in a moment of ecstasy, after scoring a goal, especially, well, today, whilst I'm recording this, was Liverpool Man United. You think if, like, considering that was a top of the table clash, if someone had gotten the winner, say, in the 93rd minute in that game, do you understand how hard it would have been to socially distance whilst you celebrate? And for me, that's why I think it was, Roy Hodgson and Pep Guardiola, who basically mentioned about the same point, where, like, it's so hard because it's instinct. If you do something good or something great, you score a winning goal or whatever, it's a case of you want your instinct is to celebrate. And your instinct is not to go, your instinct is not to go, oh yeah, I'm out. Oh, no, stay away from me, please. That's why I think to myself that the conspiracy theorist in me said that James Maddison was mocking, not respecting those rules. And I said, if he was certain other types of player or certain other players, he'd have gotten castigated by the media for it. But instead, you see BT Sport going, oh, James Maddison oozes class with his celebration. It's not class. It's not class. Socially distanced, and also as well, BT, it's that socially distancing it's a prerequisite. So how are you showing class by doing something you should be doing anyway, and something that authorities have said you should be doing anyway? So yeah, James Maddison getting props and shout outs for doing something he actually should be doing by BT Sport. That was also kind of funny to me as well. I kept seeing it pop up on my YouTube feed. So it was like, he oozes class with Arshavin style celebration. And I was like, what Arshavin celebration? And it was one of them ones where it's like, when he banged in 4 goals against Liverpool, 11 years ago now? And it was like, I'm just thinking, how is that oozing class? It's like whatever. It's like the media really do love to pick and choose their bandwagons to jump on. But hey, I say that all the time about the parasitic media. And I've recently taken my shots at Sky Sports and BT Sport in regards to Gary Neville and Des Kelly. So have a look at those episodes of the Straight Shootin View. But anyway, I want to know your views. What do you think of socially distanced celebrating? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Yes, we're in the middle of a pandemic, but remember, these players are tested 2-3 times weekly, and they're generally in bubbles. But there have been a few breaches. But as Jose Mourinho said, and I can't believe I'm going to quote him, we can't be in charge of these players 24 hours a day. And that's actually a fair point. You got to remember, these players are adults, not children, not babies. They don't have to be supervised all the time, and nor should they be. So what do you think of socially distanced celebrating? Is it the future? Is it good? Is it bad? Does it look jarring? To me, it does. But I want to know your views. Comment section is down below. Remember, facebook.com/pitch talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create, and we've resurrected recently as well. At Pitch Talk on Twitter, tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. At Pitch Talk on Instagram as well. You can see our vlogs and some other videos there as well. YouTube.com/Pitch Talk for all of our video material. Our podcast can be found on Podomatic, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more places. Check out our RSS feed as well. Add it to your favorite podcast library, such as Player FM, for instance. That's where I get my podcast from. I have been Straight Shootin LJA, and once again, let me know your views on socially distanced celebrating. Is it good, bad? Is it the future? Is it here to stay? And also, if James Maddison, was he taking the mickey with his celebration? as opposed to respecting the rules? And would he have gotten buried if he was a different type of player? I'll leave that in your capable hands. Comment section is below, peeps. Take it easy. I've been Straight Shootin LJA, and this has been the Straight Shootin View. See you next time, peeps.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on social media, dropping vlogs, blogs, videos, and podcasts on the beautiful game.